What we do here is go back, 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 back.
Hey now, everybody, welcome to the podcast, to the show. This is Tuned In Live right here on YouTube, Kick, and Twitch. Later on for you guys on Rumble who have followed on Rumble, subscribed on Rumble, and such. If you guys are just now joining in, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that follow button down below. Yes, it is Saturday, May 24th. I was going to go live yesterday, but yesterday there was a lot going on yesterday. Aside from me getting a little bit of sleep and all, but yeah, I'll tell you all about it in a minute. How's everybody doing today? We're talking about the truth that comes out. Yes, if you read the description down below, then you know what I'm getting ready to talk about, because there is a bit to talk about here. Let me see if I can get this article going here. Fortunately, I can't, but I will look that up here. Let's up. Better look this up. So, okay. So anyway, what's going on with you guys? I had a very long week, and it's been a very long week indeed. I felt like I didn't think this shit was going to end. Really, I honestly didn't think it was going to reach the end. And now it's like, here it is, the weekend. Mel's away with Avery and Brandon, friends of ours. They got the kids out there in Pittsville near Ocean City. It's about a half hour away from Ocean City. They're out there camping for the weekend. It is Memorial Day weekend. I didn't think it'd be coming up this fast, but yeah, Memorial Day is the last Monday of May, almost the start of summer. June is right around the corner after next week. So yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend. Hope you guys are enjoying your Memorial Day weekend. Hope you guys are out there firing up the grills this weekend. Got the friends and family over, having some drinks, having some eats and stuff. Unfortunately, myself, here I am. I'm at home. I'm home alone, Well, not really alone, but yeah, it is well, I thought it was going to be a nice day outside. It said it wasn't going to rain, but I don't know. The sun is shining and all, so it's a nice breezy day outside. It's in the 70s. It's gonna be like in the 50s tonight. You know what? I might have me a solo bonfire tonight. Who the hell knows? I still got quite a few things to do. I got a couple of games I can play. I was thinking about streaming last night, but last night, I had something to do, and then I came home and I was like, fuck it. Took a shower, sat here, watched a little bit of TV, played a game for a little bit, and I was tired, and I went to bed, and I felt so relaxed. I feel like I got enough sleep. I feel like I got enough sleep from this morning, and I just feel good. It's like, well, let's go ahead and stream. Let's go ahead and do a podcast since I haven't given you guys one in a little while. So yeah, it's all good. So let me tell you about my week, okay? So last week, starting out with last weekend, and this was planned months in advance by Mel. Mel got tickets for this event well in advance. This was going to be a Mother's Day gift for her, and she also said Father's Day gift as well for us fathers and stuff. So it was a really good gift that she got us. And I got videos up on the YouTube channel. I got videos on Rumble. If you guys have yet to see those, go check those out. There's actually a total of 6 videos, because one of the videos I had to split in half because it clocked in at over 80 minutes. And I don't think you all want to sit there for like the length of a fucking movie watching it, so I've split into 2 parts. But yeah, all the footage is out from last weekend. The last weekend was the Boardwalk Rock Festival 2025 in Ocean City, and it was a spectacular weekend. Yeah, it was one of those weekends where there were times where, like, everybody was like at each other's throats for not too much. It is what it is. When you go on a vacation, it's not always fun and games. It's not always laughs and shit. There's somebody who's always bickering or arguing with somebody. That kind of thing. It happens on all vacations. It happens all around. There's a lot of those families and friends that get dysfunctional, whenever they go out and have a good time. There's always something going on. But even though that's something that happened, but not all the time. It was still it was still very fun. So we didn't scrounge around to get a motel room earlier on. We should have. I ended up owing in taxes. I had to figure I had to pay my taxes off. We didn't have enough money, but luckily in the end, like a week and a half or a week at least until we went out there, we had to scrounge around for like a room or something. I had a room booked. But Brandon had something cheaper. And I figure, okay, let's go deal with it. And it was for a campsite, which was about a half hour out from Ocean City, which was cool. We had something on the outskirts. We were going to camp out in a cabin at this place called the Strawberry. I think it's the Strawberry Reservation or something. I forgot what it's called. Strawberry something. It's in Pittsville. It's a campsite. I got plenty of footage from there, trust me. And he had 6 cabins there. And online, it showed that there was availability. And Brandon booked it, but unfortunately, just a couple days after he booked it, they canceled it because, well, they were overbooked. So he talked to the guy. The guy was nice enough to say, well, it is a campground. We have campers and tents, stuff like that. I do have a camper available if you want to use that. It fits up to 6 people. So, okay, that's cool. We could do that. So we ended up renting out this camper on the campground for like 60-something a night, which was very cheap. We stayed Friday, Saturday, and we even stayed Sunday night. We were supposed to come home Sunday night, but it was just we were too goddamn tired out from Sunday, the events of Sunday. So Friday, we are driving. We left maybe about, I don't know, early afternoon, and we're driving to Pittsville. And let me tell you, that there was a storm. There was a small storm. It wasn't even a fucking hurricane. There was a small storm that came brewing down through Maryland, through Baltimore, at Eastern Shore, and all over, man. There was fucking tornadoes touching down in Baltimore. It was unbelievable, man. And we already crossed over the Chesapeake Bridge, by the time we hit the one part of the storm. Well, it was following us. The storm was fast moving. It was following us. So then we stopped at a Royal Farms to use the bathroom and had charged up. Let me tell you something. We all went down in Brandon's Tesla. And I don't even know the models of Teslas. I don't even know all the fucking models, But let me tell you, his mighty fucking Tesla held 5 people. Held 5 people, 5 of us, man. All 5 of us went. We didn't have the kids. The kids stayed at home. They were having fun with the grandparents and all. But yeah, there was 5 of us, all hunkered in this fucking Tesla. 3 were squeezed in the fucking back. It was a hell of a ride, but we made it. We made it. We made it. So we got to this Royal Farms, and we went to use the bathroom. We were going to charge it up, and I was looking at the sky. I was like, God damn, it's so fucking dark out here. Hopefully we get back here in time before the shit starts. I go in, I use the bathroom, I come out. Oh my God, the lights are flickering in the Roll Farms, and I can just hear the rain coming down, and I'm looking out the window, and it's just like the wind is whooshing the rain along the fucking building. Like, it was like a goddamn hurricane out there. The wind was trying to blow the doors open and shit, and it was just coming. It was insane. And Brandon just wanted us to, hey, let's go, let's hurry out in the car. And I'm thinking, I ain't going out there in this fucking shit right now, man. Fuck that. We were inside Roll Farms for like 10 minutes or so, and it's like, just as soon as it looked like the rain was starting to let up a little bit, here comes the fucking hail. Oh my God. The fucking ice coming down from the sky, man. It was something else. The fucking hail. And it was just insane. It was like somebody dumped a whole bag of ice out in the parking lot in one spot. It was that bad. But luckily, after the hail, it died down just for maybe a minuscule of 20 seconds, long enough for all of us to hop out into this goddamn car and take off down the road. And we didn't even really get to charge the car. We waited till there was like another spot that we could sit at and charge the car. But we were riding along with the storm over into Pittsville. And luckily, the storm passed us. You know, it just outraced us. But we were driving out of there. And there's footage in the video. The first video I posted from last weekend, you guys can see it. Like, just the hail coming down, the rain and everything. And we just, like, outran it all. And even where we were going to, where we were at, there was a tornado that touched down. I think we actually got to see a little bit of it starting to funnel up in the sky before it actually did anything. But luckily, we were out of there well before all that shit took place. But that storm was insane. And luckily, they said that there was going to be no rain, no storms on the East Coast for the whole weekend, which was great. You know, temperatures were going to be a very relaxing 70 or in the 70s, you know, lower 80s the whole weekend. It was still was hot. It still was hot, but it wasn't as hot as summertime. Like, you're out there in 110-degree weather on a tarmac, kind of hot. You know, it wasn't like that at all. So it was pretty nice. And we got out to the campsite. Rain had already done past. You know, we're settling in. It's a small camp. You know, campers are small. But it was very roomy, though. It was pretty roomy. It was set up and everything. And there was 5 of us hunkered up in this little fucking camper. And we made do with it. I mean, it was good. It was very roomy. It was like probably about maybe as big as 2 bedrooms put together. That's basically it. And the water, we didn't have no water available. The water was dirty, and also we couldn't bathe in the camper. We couldn't drink the water in the out of the faucet or anything. But luckily, on the other side of the campsite, there was this bathhouse, and I got the bathhouse in the video. You guys can watch it. And we had to cross over this bridge, going over this small little lake, like a little lake or a little river or whatever it was, just to get over to the bathhouse. And I want to say, imagine going out at night, you know, and having to walk across the field just to get to the bathhouse. I mean, that's insane. Like, if you got to shit or if you got to piss, you're either got to squat in the fucking woods with the ticks or chance it going over there. I mean, you could drive over there, it's fine, but I chose to walk. Let me tell you something. I got my cardio in this weekend. I got my fucking cardio in. My back was hurting. Yeah, I was tired after all that, but I made do with it. You know, we went over to the bathhouse, and then I think Friday night after we got settled in, we stopped off somewhere, got something to eat, came back to the camper, we ate, and then Brandon and Chris, they went out exploring a little bit, and there was this lesbian couple who rented out one of the cabins. They were outside smoking and drinking and shit, and they were like, hey, y'all want to come over and have some fun, you know, just hang out a little bit by the fire and all. And Brandon came back and said, hey, you want to go to a little party across the way? And now there's these 2 lesbians over there. They're cool as shit. And at first I was going to be like hanging back the camper and shit, you know, but I'm like, you know what, everybody's going over there, fuck it, I'll go with them, whatever. So we went over, you know, Brandon got the fire started, we're sitting there talking and having a little bit of fun with these girls till like, I don't know, 1:30 in the morning, you know, it was like 11 o'clock at night when we went over there, so about a couple hours, you know, we hung out over there and shit. And I tell you, like, for those of you guys that know me, and I will say it right here, like, that lake right next to those cabins, you hear two types of frogs. There was this fucking bullfrog that kept making this sound, and I got it on camera, too. I got it on camera as clear as day. But there's this other frog I wish I would have got on camera. I wish I would have recorded it at the time, because it kept making this meep, 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 meep sound. Meep, meep. And it just reminds me of fucking Hubbard when he used to go full-blown retard and making random sounds live on stream and shit. And it just sounded like Hubbard. So I just sat there and I was like, that sounds like a fucking wild Hubbard out there. And Brandon all knew who I was talking about. The girls were like, oh, sounds like a what? And I was like, it's a long fucking story. She's like, I never heard of that one. I got to write that one down. Wild Hubbard. I was like, yeah, it sounds like a fucking Wild Hubbard out of Dunbar, West Virginia. It was a fucking tree frog, I think it was. It was a tree frog. Actually, let me see if I can look up on YouTube. Let me see if there's a video of somebody who has a fucking tree frog. If that's what I'm thinking it is. Tree frogs. Let's see. Tree frog sound. I'm wondering if this is what it is. Common tree frog. And of course, there's got to be an ad. There's always a fucking ad. Even if it's a fucking 10-second video, it's a fucking 20-second ad, you know? Let me see if you guys can hear. I haven't even listened to it. Let me see if this is it. Yep. Yeah, it's a common tree frog. That's what it is. But when it was doing that, it was going like, meep, 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 meep. It was like the goddamn fucking Hubbard. Holy shit. And that's exactly what it is. And we played it out. So we had a little bit of fun and all. And then, of course, we went back to the cabin. Or not the cabin. Went back to the camper. Settled in. And then the next day, Saturday, it was just beautiful outside. Like, the rain had already all passed. It was clear blue skies and shit. We got all situated and ready, and we went over to Ocean City, probably about 1:30, you know. We went over there, and we parked. Let me fucking turn this off. I keep getting fucking messages and shit, you know? I'm tired of getting messages when I'm live. Wow. But, yeah, we went down to Ocean City. And let me tell you about the parking in Ocean City, okay? There's like a fucking ton. There's a ton of parking lots in Ocean City to park at. You got parking garages that are like a fucking mile away from where we were at. You got parking lots that are all full up. You got some that are filling up. I mean, there's thousands of fucking people coming down for this festival, right? And all these parking lots, they were making a killing. They were making a fucking killing off of this festival. There was a lot of them that were charging $80, $90, some even $100 for parking. And Brandon was like, no, that's outrageous. We gotta save some money, you know, let's just see if we go somewhere else. But it's like, there was really nowhere else to go, though. It's like, if we fucking parked on the outskirts of Ocean City, you know, by the time we walked the whole boardwalk and came down to the festival, it'd been fucking nighttime. That's how long we're fucking walking. I'm like, I'm not gonna walk 5 fucking miles to see a goddamn concert, you know. We're gonna fucking park somewhere. So luckily we did find a small parking lot down on the far end of Ocean City, right near the festival, and there was one spot available. Even though it was $100 parking, I went ahead, clicked I scanned in the barcode and shit, and I put the license plate in for the thing. I was like, okay, it's $100. Fuck it, I got it covered, you know. By the way, the $100 still didn't come out, so I don't think it actually paid. I think we must have got there for free. I don't fucking know. But we parked, and we walked across the street, walked into the festival. Now, the festival on the boardwalk, the whole boardwalk was open. Everything on the boardwalk was still open. So anything that was between the street and the boardwalk, there was these gates set up at several different checkpoints. They were all set up, and in order to get in, even if you were getting onto the boardwalk, you had to have a bracelet. You had to have a bracelet to get on. So luckily, you know, Mel, we had the lanyards with the cards on them, and then we had these bracelets. These bracelets, you can't take them off unless you cut them off. You know, that you got to keep them on for 2 days straight. and they got this little microchip in them. And the way the microchip works is you scan it into your phone, and it opens a website, and you got to register each barcode with your name and address, and you got to put a credit card on it too, because when you go in, certain vendors take that chip. All you got to do is scan your barcode somewhere, and it pretty much deducts things out of your bank account. Like, let's say you want a drink at a vendor. You go to the vendor, you scan the barcode chip, boom, you just paid $4 for a can of soda. Yes, $4 for a can of soda. Let me talk about the vendors real quick at this festival. And vendors, they make a killing. Everybody made a killing in Ocean City this weekend. You know, from the parking lots to the hotels, the motels, to the vendors. All right, I took pictures of each of these vendors and shit. And Christ, I'm gonna have to go back into Facebook. You know, I got people fucking messaging me left and right on here. I'm trying to keep off the goddamn messenger. But I keep getting fucking message after message after message after message. Let me see here. I should have a picture of one of the vendors here. I should. Nah, it's not going to show. God damn it. I thought I put it in here. I think I showed, okay, I think I did show Jeff, though. Let me go back and check my messages with Jeff. I was telling Jeff all about it, too. And I told him who we were there to see, who all we saw, and shit like that. So if I scroll back here, I gotta scroll back like a... Because I sent him a few pictures. Let me see. God damn, even scrolling back is like... There's the concert. There's that. There's a shirt. I did get a shirt from one of the little stores down there on the boardwalk, which is pretty cool. I'll talk about that here in a little bit. Where the fuck is it? Okay, so well in between that. I took a picture. I swear to God, I took a fucking picture of what. Here we go. One of the vendors. All right, so one of the vendors I took a picture of. All right, if I can get. So the vendors, there was like, I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 different setups throughout, you know, the whole area. And they had burgers, they had fries, they had sodas, they had all kind of things. Now, they got what's called a no good smash and fries. I guess that's a burger and fries. $23. $23 for a burger and fries. How about a thing of fries? A thing of fries was $8. $8 for fucking French fries. And the basket's not even that fucking big, man. And the basket's like a fucking small to medium size, basically. You can get a lemonade for $7. $7 for a fucking lemonade. How about the loaded vegan smash fries? $24. That was fucking ridiculous. How about the all beef hot dog and fries? $16 a combo. A hot dog and fucking French fries should not cost $16 goddamn dollars, man. Chicken fingers and fries, $18 fucking dollars. Truffle fries, $11. And they had more than that. Even pizza. Holy shit, pizza! You can get, what was it? It was like a slice of pizza or something. I don't know what the fuck that is. I might be a whole pizza for $18. A whole pizza for $18 fucking dollars. God damn. Like, these vendors were really raping the hell out of people this weekend. And then if you had the 21 and over bracelet, you could go to the bar vendors that, you know, were selling the alcohol and shit. Cheapest thing alcohol wise was maybe $15, $20. That shit was insane. So if I wanted something to eat, I would have to either, well, for drink wise, I would hit the vending machines, which of course they were all sold out by Saturday night. Or you can go to one of the places on the boardwalk and get food there, which is maybe half the price of what the vendors are, but still pretty expensive because it's Ocean City. Ocean City, you're gonna pay a fucking arm and a leg for that shit, you know. But we get there, you know, we're looking around. It's like, okay, who we go see first? What's going on? What's this? You know, so we decided, okay, let's go get something to eat and then go set up. So the first band that we saw, and we missed a good ton of music there. You know, some bands we did end up missing because of time, and you know, it was just ridiculous. But the first band we saw for that Saturday was Everclear. Everclear put on a decent concert. I'm not a big fan of Everclear. I like a few of their songs. That's about it. But I've never really been too big of a fan of their music. You know, like I know who they are, listen to them. You know, like a couple of songs. That was that. So we got to see Everclear. Filmed a little bit of footage of here and there. So there's a lot of band footage that I filmed. I didn't film the entire concert, so don't worry. So if you look at the videos that I shot, and you're like, "Hey, this song cut off," I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't film a whole lot. I didn't film a whole lot of the music play. I only filmed like certain key things from certain bands and stuff." So I wasn't going to film the entire concert, though. You know, I wasn't going to do that. But I did piece together, and I was like, you know what? You guys get to share my experience with where I was at and what I was doing. You know, but just being there we had a great time. We had a really great time. You know, we went, you know, we saw Everclear. Everclear was great. The girls liked Everclear. And then right after that, there was Bush. Bush played at the stage right next to him. So the way the concert was laid out, if you're familiar with Ocean City, on the far end of Ocean City, there's a small carnival that's open all the time, maybe except for in the winter, I don't know. But there's a small carnival that's open that kind of like it separates the beach, but you can still walk around it on the boardwalk or walk through it to get to the other side. So on the far end, on the other side of the carnival, they had two stages set up, which was titled Lightning and Bolt. And you had the Lightning, which was set up facing the ocean. It was right there at the boardwalk, basically. You know, we had, you know, a bunch of different things surrounding it and gates and stuff. But yeah, the Lightning stage was set up and was facing out toward the ocean. And if you're facing out toward the ocean, to the right of that stage set up on the side was the Bolt stage, and that was facing the carnival from there. So if you were at one of those stages, and literally as soon as one band would finish, the other band would pretty much get ready to start on the next stage. So if you were in the area for both of those stages, all you got to do is just either pick a good spot, pick a good corner where you can see both areas, or you just literally just walk right on over to the other one. It was as simple as that, you know, especially if you want to get a good spot. There was no sitting room, so everybody had to stand, which was, yeah, it was a pain in the ass. But if you want to sit, you know, you always sit on the beach, get a beach towel and all. If you don't care to see the band play, you can just hear them play. You know, that's always a plus right there. So we walked over, we watched Bush for the entirety, you know, and Bush was really good. Gavin Rossdale, up there at his age, he could still put on a pretty damn good performance. You know, so Bush was amazing. We love Bush. I expected everything I could out of Bush, so I got to see them. And then not too long after that was Rob Zombie. So now Rob Zombie was playing at the Thunder stage. Now that was a somewhat of a bitch or a pain in the ass to get to because that's on the other side of the carnival. So you literally got to trample through all these fucking people, past the vendors. You get to the carnival, and there's one of two ways you can go. You can either go through the carnival to get to the other side, or you take the boardwalk to go around the carnival to get to the other side. And then you still got to walk through tremendous amount of sand just to get a good spot right there at the Thunder stage. You know, like that's where the biggest crowd was going to be. That was like the main stage right there. And we found a good spot, maybe like halfway up, you know, in between the stage and the boardwalk. And Rob Zombie came out, and it was a spectacular show. It was still a spectacular show. He was actually covering for Motley Crue and Alice in Chains. They both backed out. I don't know why Motley Crue backed out. And to tell you the truth, I like Motley Crue. I like the old Motley Crue. I don't like how they are now. They're pretty idiotic now. You know, it's like, shit, are they still on drugs? I thought they were all fucking sober, basically. You know? But yeah, Motley Crue, they backed out probably like a week or I think it was like a week before the show started. So, you know, okay, you know, Rob Zombie's filling in for Motley Crue, and of course Alice in Chains backed out. So I was like, oh, they're filling in for Alice in Chains. So, you know, Rob Zombie, he was on for a good bit. He was on for maybe an hour and a half or so. and I got a good bit of footage from that. So it was still a pretty good show. You know, he didn't have all the theatrics going on like he usually does, but they did have the robot set up. The alien robot from his shows came out on stage, you know, during one of the performances. So it was still pretty good for what it was. You know, even Rob Zombie. Rob himself, he was like, you know, we're sitting here missing fucking hockey for y'all because that's how much we love you, you know. Our friends in Alice in Chains couldn't be here and asked if we could extend our set a little bit. I said, sure, why not? You know, that's how we are. We love you guys. So, yeah, he played all the good songs. You know, he played some really classic ones, you know, from back in the days of White Zombie and shit. So, yeah. That was a good show. We got to see 3 of the bands playing because right after Rob Zombie, I forgot who was playing at the Bolt stage. We didn't get to see them. I thought we were going to stay around to see Def Leppard. Def Leppard played that Saturday night, but we figured, you know what? It's late, and we still got a whole lot to see tomorrow. Plus, you know, getting out of here in that traffic's going to be bad enough. So we left early. We left before Def Leppard took the stage. So we got out of there in time. You know, we went to Walmart, got some stuff to eat, to cook at the campsite. You know, we went back. You know, we had dinner. Everything was good as gold. You know, we were going to get up the next day and go and do it all again. So yeah, Saturday night we saw Everclear, Bush, and Rob Zombie. That was good enough for us. You got to figure there's all these bands that were playing. You're not going to see all of them, baby. You're not really going to see them all. I will say there was some false advertisement because they said Seether was going to play on one of those days, and I did not see Seether on the fucking lineup when we got there. I'm like, how you going to fucking advertise Seether? I mean, that was one band I would have loved to see was Seether, but they weren't even there. So I was like, you know what, whatever. It is what it is. The second day we went out, this time I did some more filming too. We actually went down to Assateague Island, which is just a few miles up the way from Ocean City. Went down to Assateague Island to visit for a little bit, checking out. It's a beautiful place. I got some footage down there. You guys can see that video up on the site right now. Went to Assateague Island. Then we came back up. This time we played it smart. We played it smart this time. We actually parked at a bus station for cheap. You know, we parked at a bus station for cheap. We got tickets, and we took a school bus in all the way down to the where we went in, you know, the day before. So we got off there, went to a couple shops, bought some stuff, a couple hats, this and that, some blankets, and then we walked back to the we walked down the boardwalk toward the concert. And of course we ended up stopping off at a couple spots, you know, to get let's see, the girls got these hand tattoos. They're like temporary tattoos basically. And some people got some shirts. I even got a shirt too. Now, the shirt that I got, because I was looking for something in my size, you know, because anywhere I go, you can't find something in my size, really. And I asked the guy, I was like, do you have something in this size? And it's okay, well, we have this and this and this left. I was like, okay. I picked a Led Zeppelin shirt. So they didn't have any Zeppelin shirts on the rack, but what the guy did, he went back to the counter and he grabbed a plain white shirt. I told him I'll take white. He took a plain white shirt, gave it to one guy behind the counter at the press, and he got the logo and everything, and he pressed it right there in front of me, and it took a few minutes to press it. So yeah, I got a freshly image pressed Led Zeppelin shirt for $27. You know, you can't beat that. Shirts nowadays, they're costly. You're not going to get a $5 or $10 shirt anymore. You're going to pay $20, $30 for a shirt. For $27 for a freshly printed band shirt on the boardwalk somewhere, that's got to be a steal. That's got to be a steal. But yeah, I got a shirt. Some of the other guys got a shirt. You know, we had a little bit of fun. You know, it was hot. You know, we were eating fucking fries and shit. You know, we needed something to eat. So, and of course, right next door where we were at was the Thunder Stage. And we caught a little bit of the show there at the Thunder Stage. Candlebox was playing. So Candlebox, they played a few tunes there. And of course, they played a couple for Three Doors Down. Three Doors Down was supposed to be there. But sadly, they canceled their entire tour because the singer Brad Arnold, he developed cancer. He's got cancer now, so they had to cancel the entire tour and all. But, you know, all the bands there. You know, they did something for Brad Arnold. You know, they did something for Three Doors Down. You know, like, you know, take care, good luck. You know, get better, this and that. You know, that kind of thing. You know, we know you got cancer. It sucks. So yeah, Three Doors Down. They were another one that ended up backing out, unfortunately, but you know, for good reasons. But we were sitting there, you know, watching a little bit of Candlebox before we went in, and then we went down. Even though we missed half of the show, Mel wanted to see Alice Cooper. So we got down there. We got to Thrashers, which was right there outside the right outside where the couple of the vendors were at. Well, where the stages were at, and we missed almost half the show, I want to say. But luckily we got there. I got some footage of Alice Cooper, so we did get to see Alice Cooper. I want to say I got to see fucking Alice Cooper. You know, I originally had this thing planned before we got there. I was like, we're gonna do a Wayne's World bit when we get there. You know, unfortunately we didn't get around to doing it, but that would have been awesome. You know, do a Wayne's World cameo or something like that. And of course, like, even from the movie, I got to see him play the song "Feed My Frankenstein." I was like, there we go. That's what I want to see. You know, he played some really good songs. It was an amazing show. You know, I mean, if you ever seen Alice Cooper live, like, he probably didn't do everything he usually does, but he did half of it, which was good. You know, you had the girl on stage. You know, you had him in a what do you call it, a straight jacket. He was in a straight jacket. They had the guillotine on the stage doing its thing. So yeah, he did put on one of his shock shows, but he had to keep it toned down a little bit. You know, it's a family friendly event. It's Ocean City. You're gonna have kids there, so it's like it's not gonna be all adulterated, you know. But we saw Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper put on a good show. You know, we were blasted away with that. And one of us wanted to go see Shinedown, and I'm thinking, you want to go see Shinedown? Go ahead. I personally already seen Shinedown. I know what kind of show they put on. They put on a really good show. But my one buddy wanted to stay over there and see Bret Michaels, and I was like, okay, I want to see Bret Michaels too. And plus, it would be right next door to the other stage where 3 Days Grace was going to take place, you know? So we all decided we stayed for Bret Michaels. And let me tell you, Bret Michaels, at his age, he was really pumped up. You know, he was really pumped up. He was really hyped up. And he did a spectacular job with his band there. You know, he played some old school Poison, and he played a few other little bits here and there. He even had 3 of the other bands that played there already. Night Ranger, Fuel, and a couple other bands came out. There was like all these people on stage. I got pictures, I got footage of it, and they all got together and they sang "Sweet Home Alabama." Had the crowd going. You know, we were all fucking jumping and swaying back and forth and shit. I tell you, out of everybody there, I want to say Bret Michaels was like the highlight for us. You know, he really knocked it out of the park. You know, he had a whole lot of fun with it. Everybody had a lot of fun. That was probably like the best part of the day, was going to see Bret Michaels. And then after that, we walked over. We saw 3 Days Grace for a little bit. Adam Grantier, you know, he's back with the band. You had both singers up on stage singing, you know, some of their hits. They opened up with Animal I Become. It was a strong opening. It was a strong ending and shit. We left 3 Days Grace a little early just so they can get over to the Thunder stage. But you could still hear the music across the land. So it was a really good show. And then, of course, you know, we get back over to the Thunder area. We found a good seat. You know, 9:30 hit. Boom. Nickelback comes out. We stayed there for Nickelback for a little bit. Nickelback put on a great show. But I will say, and I even got some footage of it too. If you guys watch the footage, when Nickelback was playing, some of the screens on the stage, even the mostly the highlight screen and behind them, it kept freezing and glitching and going out. And I looked at everybody else. I was like, you know that Nickelback is so fucking awesome for playing here that the fucking stage can't even keep up with their performance, because you know some of the screens, they kept fucking glitching out. They kept freezing. Even at one point, you could see the screens are like all blue and shit. It was something else. But they still put on a good show. They still had a good laugh. Everybody had a really good time with that. And of course, you know, we left after that. Stopped off at the boardwalk for something, and then we went back waited for the bus, and oh my god, the bus ride, holy shit. We got back to where the bus pickup point was, and there was like a line of people up the block waiting for the bus, and we probably waited for about 20 minutes maybe just to get up to the front to get on the bus. And of course, I was part of the standing room only in the bus in the back, so I had to hold on to the goddamn bars and shit. I hated that. I hated that. That's like the second time I had to do that. I did that once with the fucking light rail. That shit ain't fun. Did it with the bus. That shit still ain't fun when you're standing up and you're holding on for dear life while the bus is going around fucking corners and shit. And at one point, I thought the bus was actually going to fucking topple over making a left turn. That's how bad it was. But, yeah, we made it back safely. You know, we got the car. We took off. We got out of Ocean City. Got back to the campsite. You know, the guy who owns the campsite, who runs it, he was nice enough to let us stay an extra night. And we packed up the next day and took off back for home. And that was our weekend, guys. Got to see 7 bands playing. 7 great bands playing, you know. It was like Sunday, you know, we saw Alice Cooper, Bret Michaels, 3 Day Grace, Nickelback. Didn't get to see everybody, but you know what? You're only going to see a handful of whoever, you know, because at one point there's going to be 2 bands playing at the same time, you know, on either side of the fucking carnival. So it's a pick and choose thing. So, you know, we got to see some great acts. We had a really good time at the show. It was just outstanding. You know, it was outstanding. And it was a great weekend. You know, we got back home and everything was good. And of course, you know, the rest of the fucking week just like kind of skedaddled downhill, you know, in a sense, you know, whether it was for good or for bad or whatever. But here we are now. I'm enjoying the weekend. You know, like I said, I'm home here. You know, Mel, Brandon, they took the kids to Pittsville to camp and see a couple of sites down there in Ocean City, which was pretty cool. You know, which was good. So gave me a weekend to relax and do some things here or there. But yeah, if you guys want to experience what I experienced in Ocean City, right now all the videos are now available on the YouTube channel and on Rumble, wherever you're following us on. So after the stream, if you guys want, you go check that out. All those videos, links are down below. You know, you want to check the channels out for that. But it was a great experience. I do gotta say, you know, I had a lot of fun. And of course, before I get into today's main topics, you know, the truth comes out, a couple of articles I want to read up on and touch base on. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick break, guys. And when we come back, we'll get right into it. So stay here. See you in a bit.
I can pretend that I'm at home with the tree, like you at home enjoying yourself. Well, I'm here at a mall alone with a tree that's not even a tree. Somebody come here and help me. You're having so much fun watching Christmas with the kids. And here I am with a palm tree with some garland on it. That's wrong. Terribly, horribly wrong. Somebody help me. I need a hug. I need a big Christmas hug.
This moment of Yuletide joy is brought to you by Comedy Central. Comedy Central's Yule Log is brought to you in part by Mixed Nuts, a new film from TriStar Pictures.
The staff at the Lifesavers Crisis Hotline wishes all of our callers,
Hello, Lifesavers.
peace on earth,
Somebody's not in a holiday mood, I guess.
goodwill toward men,
In all of your calls, has anybody impaled themselves?
No.
Oh.
and joy to the world.
I'm at the end of my rope, and I want to die.
Try clicking the little button. I'm having a problem hearing you. Click it, please. Go ahead.
Mixed Nuts, rated PG-13, at theaters now.
Next time you see your dentist, you may hear about Advanced Formula Plaques. Because Advanced Formula Plaques is recommended by more than 30,000 dentists. It's the only brand clinically proven to loosen and break up plaque before you brush, so you can brush off even more. That means next time you see your dentist,
My teeth feel great.
you'll see what Advanced Formula Plaques can do for you. Advanced Formula Plaques, 30,000 dentists strong. Ask your dentist.
This moment of Yuletide joy is brought to you by Comedy Central.
Next time you see your dentist, you may hear about Advanced Formula Plaques, recommended by more than 30,000 dentists. It loosens and removes more plaque before you brush.
My teeth feel great.
Advanced Formula Plaques, 30,000 dentists strong.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. Put your hands up. You've ruined the whole shot. We've got to do it again. All right, you ready? Okay, let's go. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a...
From across the seas, Beck's delivers the grand tradition and taste of the German art of brewing. Beck's, the #1 imported German beer.
Do you?
Alrighty. And we return to the show, guys. Got me a new fresh bottle of water set up. Keep my throat going. 'Cause every time I do these shows, my throat dries. Alrighty. So, let's look for the first one today. Actually, let me show you something. I'm not going to play the video live. I'm just going to play the audio. I'll let you take a guess at what happens here. Take a listen to this.
Oh! I'm not sitting next to someone wearing that hat.
What's wrong with my hat?
What's wrong with your hat? It says Make America Great Again. That's what's wrong with your hat.
Were you against making America great?
Yeah, the way that it's been happening, it's not so great. So please take that off, otherwise I'm not sitting down.
It's been pretty great for me, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, pretty great for you? What about the rest of the country?
I'm
not
sitting
next to someone wearing that hat.
What is your issue? Just sit down.
No,
we're trying to get on the flight. Let's go.
Show me your ticket, please. I don't think someone wearing that hat would be sitting in first class.
Why would I be in this?
I find that very hard to believe. This doesn't involve you, okay?
Come on, we just want to go. Sit down.
Like, I shouldn't even, this is...
That looks like a fake ticket.
Look, what is this?
Ticket.
What is this, 1A?
Yeah.
1A? Oh, and what does that say?
1A.
Oh.
Fake ticket.
Can I see your
fake
ticket?
news. Fake news. You
How
have
do I
fake
know
news.
you even stay here?
I'll show you my ticket. I'm getting the flight attendant because this is ridiculous.
Why do we need the flight attendant?
Because
just sit down in your
something
seat.
needs to happen because
Come on,
I'm not
guys.
sitting next to someone wearing that.
Come
Sorry.
on.
Yeah, I'm
What a
not.
Karen.
Oh my God, are you kidding? You're just making it worse.
What?
This guy is wearing a MAGA hat and an I Heart Trump shirt. Where did you make that
No,
yourself?
I didn't make it. I bought it off the website.
Oh
okay?
my God,
What?
I'm not
I don't
sitting
get what
next
her
to.
issue
Can you
is.
take this from him, please? I am not wearing.
Why are you
I am not
taking my
sitting
hat?
next to someone wearing that hat.
Yeah, we don't touch other people's personal
Look,
belongings.
it's not an
here.
issue. Is it
Yes,
an
it
issue?
is an issue. I know
Is
I'm not
this-
the only one that
If
is
you don't
offended
sit
by that
down, we
hat.
don't
Is this
care.
big?
Nobody
I-
cares.
that's
Take her off.
No, escort me off the plane. I haven't done anything wrong. Why don't you escort him off the plane?
I haven't
trying
done
to
anything
your
wrong.
country.
Take your seat.
Take my seat.
Why don't you just
Just sit down.
and
It's
get
just
on
a
the
hat.
plane?
No,
Just look away. Don't look at me.
This is
and
not
everything will
about
be
me.
fine.
This is about you.
All right.
So,
Man,
no.
you're being kind of...
Oh!
Okay, we are
Did
not
you guys...
playing out.
Get her off!
Get her off!
Get her off! Get her off of here!
No!
Get her off!
Trump derangement syndrome. It still goes on to this day. That's a video I found on TikTok. There was like 2 people who filmed this Karen, who was on a flight, who was really, she had a ticket to sit next to this guy who had a Make America Great Again hat on. And then he had an I Love Trump shirt on, and she was making such a big fucking deal out of it. She didn't want to fucking sit next to the guy. She didn't want to fucking sit next to the guy. You know, she felt offended. She felt offended, you know? Like, oh my fucking God. It amazes me how incredibly fucking retarded these people really are. You know, somebody comes walk into a store or walks down the road wearing a fucking Trump hat or a Trump shirt, and they're like, take that off. I don't like it. Well then, bitch, you ain't gotta fucking see it. You know? I mean, these fucking people, I swear to God, it's like, they hate Trump so badly because of the media brainwashing them with too much retarded fucking propaganda bullshit that they're all out there, take that off, take that off. No! You ain't my fucking mother, bitch. You don't own me. You're not going to tell me what the fuck to do. And then this bitch in the end slaps the guy for no fucking reason. He's just sitting there like, just sit down, just sit down. You don't have to look at me. You don't have to talk to me. Even people around her was like, God, just sit the fuck down already. God. This one bitch making a big deal out of somebody wearing a Trump fucking shirt. It sickens me, but it's hilarious at the same fucking time. That there are still people out there that still think this way, that still act this way, that still talk this way. We spent 4 fucking years under a brainless tyrant who spent all his time destroying the fuck out of this goddamn country. Who gave free speech to fucking pedophiles and terrorists. We've had fucking wars in foreign countries because of stupid motherfuckers like that. People still do not understand. People still do not fucking understand. And it amazes me. It just fucking amazes me that there are still people out there that do this. So let's talk about a few things here I want to go over. We talk about Disney's CEO. Disney's CEO tells... I gotta find this article here. This is a hilarious article. This is very fucking hilarious. Coming from, I don't want to put the fucking not the fuck. You know why? Because the fucking New York Post, man, they're full of fucking propaganda bullshit. Full of fucking far left liberal retard propaganda. But it's the closest thing that I could see. So if I go over here to Discord now, guys, if you follow on Discord, like I always say, go on Discord. If you guys want to read along, if you want to read the articles after the show has ended, over on our Discord, we have podcast leftovers, tuned in live scraps. Put this article in there. Let's get into it. Fucking pop-ups, Jesus. Disney CEO Bob Iger, ABC News boss, told The View hosts to tone down the anti-Trump criticism. This is fucking hilarious because I shared it on Twitter. I shared this on Twitter, and this is where it gets fucking even better. He told The View host to tone down the anti-Trump criticism, or they will be canceled. I hope they get canceled. I hope they fucking do. Whoopi Goldberg can eat a fat fucking brown turd. Fuck all these goddamn liberal cunts. You know, I used to like watching some Whoopi Goldberg movies, but I boycotted that bitch after all the fucking shit that she has said. I like the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. I can't watch it now because of her fucking dumbass. Fuck Whoopi Goldberg. So, Disney CEO Bob Iger and ABC News boss Alman, what the fuck name is that? I'm like, well, that's a, goddamn, that looks like, that's a big fucking, it's like Slavic or Russian name. I'm not going to pronounce or even try to pronounce his last name. We'll just say Alman. They've urged the hosts of the left-leaning daytime talk show The View to scale back their political commentary, particularly their frequent criticisms on President Trump. The move has sparked tension behind the scenes of the show, whose outspoken panel has become known for tackling political issues head-on. Yeah, political issues only dealing around Trump. Only revolving around Trump. That's it. I'm just doing a podcast today. Jesus Christ. So let's see. In February, The Post reported that The View executive producer Ryan Tedder spoke to staffers at the show about going easy on Trump-related commentary in the days leading up to the January 20th inauguration, a move that led tension in front of the cameras. The directive was issued after co-hosts were forced to issue 4 legal notes or disclaimers during a November broadcast while discussing allegations leveled at several of Trump cabinet nominees. A source familiar to with the situation told the Post on Thursday that officials at ABC constantly have had conversations with talent based on the viewer feedback, and this instance was no different. The source noted that The View is an opinion show and that the co-hosts are paid to give their perspectives on a variety of topics. Yeah, hateful fucking opinions. The View co-hosts were being encouraged by their bosses to implement a balance of the show and a balance of topics, and the changes were not Trump-specific, according to the source. The source added that The View on Thursday plans to discuss Trump and his remarks during the Oval Office visit by the President of South Africa, which I will also talk about here in a little bit, as well as the Pentagon's recent announcement that it had accepted a luxury jet from Qatar to serve as a future Air Force One. Since Trump's return to the White House following the 2024 election, the co-hosts of The View, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and etc., all 5 cunts, 6 cunts, however many are, have maintained a steady stream of commentary aimed at the administration's policies and rhetoric. But top executives at Disney, including Iger and Alman, are reportedly looking to shift the show's tone. Alman reportedly met recently with the host and Tedda to suggest a broader, less politically driven agenda. According to 2 sources cited by Daily Beast, he encouraged them to increase focus on celebrity interviews and lifestyle segments, noting those episodes perform well with audiences. While Alman suggested it wasn't framed as a directive, it reportedly did not sit well with the panel. Yeah, because isn't The View supposed to be a show where they do interviews with celebrities and shit, and they turn it into a full-fledged CNN interview, a CNN show, based around Trump and his politics? That's basically all it is. That's basically all it is. It's everything about Trump. They want nothing to do with celebrities. They want nothing to do with everyday things that the show could be evolved around. They want it to be about politics. They want it to be about shooting shit at Trump. Let's see. One source familiar saying the meeting said the host, particular Navarro, pushed back, arguing the viewers expect The View to provide a strong political commentary, especially during such a volatile political climate. What's volatile about Trump? Nothing. The fact that Trump is actually doing good for the fucking country, saving the country money, getting us out of deficit that Biden administration put us in. The fact that we're trying to get rid of fucking pedophiles and perverts out of fucking each other's bathrooms and shit. Noting that transgenderism is, in fact, a mental fucking illness that needs to be dealt with. The fact that the C-19 vaccine is killing people. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that too. This is what our audience wants, the source said, paraphrasing the group's response. Isn't it going to look kind of bad if we're all of a sudden not talking about politics? The show shouldn't even be about politics. I don't even think that's how the show originally started as. It's not a political based show. But then again, Disney has gone woke, and this is Disney based, so despite the push, the hosts have largely decided to continue doing their thing. During Disney's recent upfronts, a high-stakes event where networks court advertisers, Navarro reportedly thanked Iger for supporting the show. Iger reaffirmed his backing, but also repeated the call to reduce the political rhetoric. According to the Daily Beast, this made clear that the message to shift tone had support at the highest levels of Disney leadership. One source told the Daily Beast in conversation was part of ABC's routine feedback process based on the viewer input. The View had remained a ratings draw for Disney-owned ABC. According to the Nielsen ratings, the show was the top-rated daytime network talk and news program in the first quarter of 2025. The internal tensions come amid broader pressure on Disney from Trump and his allies. In December, Disney agreed to pay $16 million settlement, including $15 million for Trump's presidential library and $1 million in legal fees, after the former president sued over an interview by ABC anchor George, Stephanopoulos, I guess. Yeah, Trump had a right to sue them motherfuckers for defamation and shit. Good. I'm glad he won that case. The anchor had incoherently characterized a civil verdict against Trump as a rape conviction rather than a sexual abuse. Trump is also suing CBS and its parent company, Paramount Global, for $20 billion over a 60 minutes interview with then Vice President Kamala Harris. Yeah, remember that fucking shit show that she put on for them? That complete shit show? Yeah, a lot of people seen it. While CBS has called the case meritless, the company has entered mediation talks to avoid complications for its ongoing merger with Skydance Media. Meanwhile, the FCC Commissioner Brandon Carr, an outspoken Trump ally, has opened an investigation into Disney and ABC, citing concerns over diversity, equity, and inclusion policies, and signaling that the 60 Minutes interview could affect regulatory discussion. So yeah, despite of all that, yeah, The View is the cunts on The View. They are risking everything for this show. They are risking everything. What's going on there, Viral? I'm just now getting over checking the chat and stuff. There we go. But yeah, they are risking everything. Cancellation of the show. They don't fucking care if they lose their voice on The View. They don't care. What are they going to do? Start another show? It's going to cost more fucking money to produce and all, and then it's going to be canceled just like that? Like, what does it take? What is it going to take to get through these stupid fucking people that this is not going to fucking happen anymore? Yeah, we spent 4 goddamn years of Biden destroying this country, making us look like the fucking ass end of a fucking joke to the entire fucking world. Opening our borders to criminals. The worst criminals of criminals out there. We still got them in this fucking country. Murders have taken place. Biden administration don't fucking care. We were told for 4 fucking years to shut up and accept it. We were told that we were being offensive and racist over stupid fucking things. We were told to shut up and take it in the ass, or else. Well, guess what? The tides have turned. The country is being restored back to the way it's supposed to be, back to the way it was before Obama. Yes. And you people are pissed off about it? Go fuck yourselves. You want to do something about it? Pack your fucking bags, move to the Ukraine, and I hope Vladimir Putin launches the biggest fucking nuke into the town that you live in. Trump even made a fucking visit to Saudi Arabia or wherever it was and made peace with them. Y'all hate him for that. Trump's got peace talks going with fucking Putin to end in the fucking war with Ukraine. Y'all hate that. Y'all want fucking war. Y'all want something to bitch about. It's disgusting. It's outrageous and disgusting that this is what these fucking retards all fucking want. It brings my fucking piss to a fucking boil. Let me look up the next thing. Trump and South Africa president. There is a video. There's a video. I don't want to go to ABC News. Fuck ABC News. So I'm going to take this article here, guys. I'm going to put it once again in a Discord. That is if I can get Discord loaded up here fast enough. There we go. Tune in Live Scraps. If you guys want to read this, once again, it's in Tune in Live Scraps over in the Discord. Trump ambushes South Africa's president with false claims of white genocide. Ain't no false claims. Is this a fucking liberal page here? Is this a liberal page? South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, I don't fucking know his name, walked into an ambush when he met President Trump. Yeah, this is a fucking liberal. Skip that. I'm taking that off the goddamn Discord. That's a goddamn liberal page. It's liberal. Fuck them. Let's see. USA Today. Office ambush. I don't fucking know. All these goddamn things are fucking liberal. They all are. Let's see here. Not the AP News. They're fucking fake news. New York Times are fake news. CNN is fake news. All the fucking fake news outlets. They're all up in here. Even MSN. Let's see. The White House fact sheets. Okay, here we go. The White House. This is from Donald Trump himself. I'm going to put that in here for you guys. I'm not doing any of that goddamn fake news shit. The fact sheet. President Donald Trump addresses human rights violations in South Africa. This is the actual news I want to talk about. This is the actuality. Don't go to fucking MSN, CNN, or Associated Press. Fuck them. Addressing human rights violations in South Africa. On Friday, President Trump signed an executive order to address serious human rights violations occurring in South Africa. Now, a lot of people are probably looking at, well, South Africa is full of white racists down there. Well, I can't tell you anything about that. That's the shit that we've heard about for so fucking long, you know, over here, that, you know, there are racists from South Africa. Elon Musk was born in South Africa, so they call him a fucking Nazi and shit, but y'all fucking retards for doing that shit. Let's see. And encapsulated, I can't pronounce the fucking word right, in its recent land confiscation act to seize disfavored citizens' properties without compensation, the government of South Africa blatantly discriminates against ethnic minority descendants of settler groups. As long as South Africa continues to support bad actors on the world stage and allows violent attacks on innocent, disfavored minority farmers, the United States will stop aid and assistance to the country. The United States will establish a plan to resettle disfavored minorities in South Africa discriminated against because of their race as refugees. Now, here's one thing that tickles me funny. Okay? Trump is going to see about doing something for these refugees, right? Going to see about doing something for them. Even though every liberal voting Democrat piece of fucking shit in this country wanted Biden to bring people in through the fucking border illegally, including murderers, drug cartels, rapists. But yet they're against Trump for trying to save people who are victimized of such behavior over in South Africa. So let me get this straight. So for 4 years, you stupid motherfuckers were all for immigration, illegal immigration over here, saying that Biden administration, Biden and Harris were doing a good thing by bringing these pieces of shit in this country, even though 90% of them were all fucking murderers, druggies, rapists, etc. You're against Trump for trying to save people who were actual fucking victims? You all are a disgrace to the fucking human race for that fucking shit. That's what they are. Those people are a fucking disgrace. They're fucking hypocrites. Let me see. Let's see if the video's up on fucking YouTube. Trump and South African president meeting. Probably gonna get cut. Who the fuck? I'm only gonna play a little bit of it, even though the whole conversation was like an hour long. It was an hour long. Let's see. When Trump confronts the president, defends African resettlers. Okay. So I'm gonna play this video for you. I'm not gonna show it to you. I'm gonna play it for you.
For you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for the president. It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
Yeah, I'd rather answer that. It will be.
Our president will respond to you.
Yeah, let me,
Thank you, Mr. President.
It will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends, like those who are here. When we have talks between us on around a quiet table, it will take President Trump to listen to them. I'm not going to be repeating what I've been saying. I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it'll take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
But, Mr. President, I must say that we have, wait. We have thousands of stories talking about it. Sure. And we have documentaries, we have news stories, and that. Is Natalie here, somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple of things. And
before I go on, okay, I love how when one of the reporters were getting ready to question him, question Trump, I love how Trump shut that motherfucker down and said, no, wait, hold on. And he continued with his thought. That's what I love right there. There's always going to be some fucktard in the crowd who's going to try to bombard or ambush Trump with some stupid fucking shit. And I love how Trump handled it. Before they could even answer the question, he said, no, wait. And he continued. This is how a fucking president works. All right, to y'all liberal fucks out there who listen in, take note. Take note. This is how a president handles things. Not a bumbling fucking retard that we had for 4 fucking years.
it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would. And turn the lights down. Turn the lights down and just put this on. It's right behind you. Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yeah. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are. So whatever you want to do, we can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament. Honorable. Yes, honorable member. Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill, Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Pa, 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 pa. To kill, Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer.
The mayor of DJ in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Suni will not be touched. They will be touched, no one. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.
Shoot to kill, Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. the brewer, the farmer. Pa, pa, pa. Shoot to kill. Come on, sir. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Pa, pa,
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying to you, was not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't ever see the future.
Yeah, but, I mean, you don't understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter. It makes it freak out. It sounds like a genocide on Twitter.
I like this. Before I continue, I like how my man Trump is not only during a live conference talking about this shit with the South African president, but he also is proving the proof. My man Trump is proving the proof to this motherfucker who's like, that is no genocide. There is no genocide. Nobody's doing this. Nobody's threatening that. Oh yeah? Can we turn down the lights? Can we turn down the lights? Just look at this back wall. Look at this right. Just look at this right here. He's playing a fucking video of these motherfuckers over in Africa, in South Africa. They are all chanting for the death of white people. That's the same shit that's happening over here too. All these racist motherfuckers over here using platforms like TikTok to chant, kill the white man, kill the white man, genocide, kill the white man. Yeah, it's happening over in South Africa. It's also happening over here. And Trump was nice enough to postpone the banishment of TikTok from over here. For you fucking people. For you fucking people. But you know what? To those motherfuckers that are over here who are chanting, we need to kill the white man over in America. The white man is going to be the death of America. Talk about what you want to do to Trump and the Trump administration. Not only should you motherfuckers be founded and imprisoned with the death penalty, but TikTok should also be completely banned from the fucking market. I don't give a fuck if you're making millions of dollars streaming shit content to a Chinese app. I don't give a fuck. You use it to spread false propaganda. You use it to spread murderous propaganda. You should be dealt with. And the platform should be dealt with. There is no excuse for this fucking shit. We spent 4 fucking years being censored on the goddamn internet. 4 fucking years told that we were in the wrong and we should be fucking genocide. We should be wiped off the face of the fucking earth. It's fucking sickening, and it ends now. So, in case you guys are wondering what the hell this fucking singing, I'm going to fucking reverse it back. So this fucker is saying, you are a booer, which means white man. We are going to kit them, and we are going to run, and you are going to run. Shoot the boer. We are going to hit them, and you are going to run. They continue singing it. We are going to shoot them with a machine gun. They are going to run. We are going to shoot them. They are going to run.
Who will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek refuge in America.
Now this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road, you have crosses. Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen. But don't. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course
it's
a
in
piece
South
of
Africa.
shit's never fucking seen it.
Let me clarify that, because what you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy. We have a multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows people to express themselves, political parties to adhere to various policies, and in many cases, or in some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy.
Yeah, I'm sure
Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can
and
take
then when
land.
they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is quite...
Nothing happens to them.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people. And we are...
I'm done. I'm done with him. I'm done with that piece of shit. I'm done with him. Majority of them are fucking black people? Are you fucking shitting me? That's like over here. How much crime over here is calculated? Huh? A lot of these motherfuckers over here try to say there's a lot of white on black crime over here, when the numbers are up in the highs on black crime over here. Over here, there's fucking reasons. Gang-related shootings and stabbings and such. Drugs. Territories. What's your fucking excuse over there in South Africa? Especially when you got motherfuckers over there, they're chanting, death to the white man, death to the white man. From what I just saw in the fucking video, as you guys fucking heard me describing it, the shit that Trump brought to the goddamn forefront, and this motherfucker has the goddamn nerve to deny the shit. To say, oh, that is not us. That is not us. That is not us. We got strict policies. We got black on black crime over there. The fuck you do? I think South Africa is like the only fucking region down there is all like, what, whites only or something? I don't fucking know. It's fucking ridiculous that a so-called leader gets presented with proof of his own fucking country, of what's going on in his fucking country, has the goddamn nerve to fucking deny it. To say otherwise. Hell, over here for 4 fucking years, it was okay. Kill Whitey. Blame the white man over here. We're the fucking problem with the United States. For 4 fucking years, that's all we fucking dealt with and heard. For 4 fucking years, Black Lives Matter. Right? But if all lives mattered, oh, you're fucking racist. You're fucking racist. All lives matter umbrellas: white, black, Asian, Hispanic, Jewish, whatever. You know, all lives, all creeds, all races, all religions, all lives. But oh no, not the fucking liberal rhetoric, not the liberal agenda. All lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter. Okay. Black lives will matter when they stop killing each other. But they don't want to fucking hear that. They don't want to acknowledge that. Black Lives Matter is a fucking sick joke on the American people, on human life. We're not just going to label them out. We're going to label everybody out because all fucking lives matter. But you got these sick pieces of dog shit out there that still believe in this shit. I still follow up with this shit. You know the motherfuckers that founded it? Where are they at now? Living the high luxury in big houses and fancy fucking cars. Oh yeah, they made big buck of us. They made us a fucking laughingstock, people. They wanted our support. They wanted our fucking money so they could fucking live it up in mansions and Lexuses and BMWs and all fucking shit. Guess what? George Floyd was not murdered. He died of a fentanyl overdose. Deal with it. That's what happened to George fucking Floyd. That piece of shit died long before the cop Chauvin had his knee on his neck. Deal with it. Christ. Fucking shit in this goddamn country we fucking deal with day to day. It's fucking sickens me. Or how about this one right here? Oh, let me talk about this one. Let me see. Safe. Okay. If I can spell it right. All right. 3 days ago. Get this shit. And let me tell y'all something. I'll tell y'all something. If you don't think that people today are such goddamn pussies in this fucking country, oh, you all don't know shit, Jack. How about this one? The WNBA, yes, the women's NBA, considers booing ban a bold move for player safety. WNBA fan behavior policy, sportsmanship in women's basketball, emotional safety in sports. Oh my God. So now they want to censor sports fans. Because it's very emotional to boo a team. Oh my fucking God, we've only been doing it for what, 100 fucking years? In baseball, soccer, hockey, football, wrestling? Y'all want to boo people ban it because, oh my God, it's very emotional. The girls are crying on the court because you're booing them. Oh my fucking God. Grow a fucking pair. Fuck's sake. In a surprising turn of events, the Women's National Basketball Association is contemplating the implementation of a ban on booing by fans during games. This proposed policy aims to foster a safer emotional environment for visiting players. A move that reflects the league's commitment to prioritizing player well-being and mental health. Oh my fucking God. What's the biggest mental health crisis we got in the fucking country right now? Motherfuckers who think they're the opposite goddamn sex. Motherfuckers who sit there and proclaim that men can fucking have kids and give birth to their assholes. Motherfuckers with multicolored fucking hairstyles, 1,000 piercings and tattoos. That is the fucking people who think they identify as a season, a building, a car, a food, a flower, an inanimate object, an animal. Motherfuckers who fucking dress up as cats and use litter boxes in fucking school bathrooms. They want us to be considerate of fucking retards like this? What the fuck is wrong with this society? This is what the fucking liberals wanted. This is what they implemented. These are not normal fucking human beings, people. These are fucking mutants. Mutants with mental illnesses. They all want to sit there and mock children with actual mental disabilities. Children with autism, which is an actual mental illness. You want to mock kids with that, but you will not bat an eye to somebody who acts the way they fucking do on TV, on TikTok, sometimes on YouTube, on Facebook, Instagram, wherever the fuck they are. Fuck out of here with goddamn well-being and mental health. The announcement has sparked significant debate among fans, players, and sports analysts alike. WNBA's consideration of banning booing stems from a growing recognition of the emotional challenges athletes face in high-pressure environments. They've been doing that for fucking decades. They've been doing that for fucking decades. You know, cheering on their home team, booing the away team. You can't take a little constructive criticism when it comes to booing? Oh my fucking Christ. Booing, often viewed as a traditional form of fan expression, can have detrimental effects on players' mental health and performance. I've never seen that happen. How many people hated Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or Shaquille O'Neal? How many people hated them? Did it affect their fucking game style? I don't fucking think so. They still played. They never came out of it crying. I would have played better if it wasn't for them telling me I suck. We have stupid bitches and pussies playing in the fucking WNBA. I bet they all think they're fucking men at the end of the day. Detrimental effects on players' mental health and performance. By instituting this ban, the league hopes to create a more supportive atmosphere and encourages positive interactions between players and fans. How about this? There goes your fucking funding. There goes your fucking ticket sales. There goes your fucking viewership. You dumb motherfuckers want to go down this road because you feel the players, oh, they have mental illnesses. Oh my God. Fuck their mental illness. If they can't participate in fan engagement, if their fans can't express how they feel, then fuck them. Fuck them. What would a boo ban look like? If the WNBA moves forward with this ban on booing, it raises numerous questions about enforcement and fan reaction. How would officials monitor crowd behaviors? Would fans face penalties for expressing their displeasure? These are all valid concerns, and addressing them would be an essential for the league. Imagine a game where the atmosphere is electric and fans are restricted from booing. Would they find alternative ways to express their emotions? Would they resort to other forms of vocal expression that could still impact the visiting players? It's a complex dynamic that the league must navigate carefully. Moreover, there's a crucial balance to strike here. Sports, after all, is about passion, rivalry, and the thrill of competition. Booing is often a natural part of experience, a way for fans to rally behind their home team. The WNBA will need to consider how to maintain the spirit while promoting a more respectful environment. So you mean to tell me if they go on with this, imagine being a fan of a team in women's basketball and you paid out, let's say $200 for a floor seat, courtside, okay? Halfway through the game, quarter way through the game, you're cheering your team, but you're booing the other team. Can you imagine paying $200 to get kicked out of a sporting event because you can't express your feelings towards the visiting team? I would sue the fuck out of the WNBA. I would sue the fuck out of whatever team's playing. I would sue the fuck out of them all. This is censorship at its finest. We were told for 4 years not to say shit against or about Biden, Harris, any of the fucking liberals. We were told for 4 years we couldn't talk about C-19 on the internet or we were going to get censored, or videos were going to be taken down, posts were being censored, accounts would be fucking banned and flagged. And they were. For 4 fucking years. Now you got the WNBA saying, you can't cheer for your home team and not cheer for the other team. It's competition. After reading this one little fucking phrase, this one little sentence here, sports, after all, is about passion, rivalry, and the thrill of competition. If you can't boo the other fucking team, then what good is a fucking game? What good is fucking sports? If your fans are being censored because your little feelings got hurt. Somebody booed one of the little bitches who can't pass a fucking ball. So they started crying because, boo, boo, you suck. Go back home. You're a stupid cunt. Boo. All because your little fucking feelings got hurt. They want to implement a safer environment. They want to look out for their mental well-being. You know what? I have never seen such fucking idiocy as I do when it comes to this. I've never watched women's basketball. I never gave a thought about it. And after this, I never fucking will. Or maybe I will just one time. Maybe if somebody invited me to a women's basketball game, I'll go with them. And I'll be booing the fuck out of them. They fucking approach me and I'll say, hey, you're in violation of my First Amendment rights. I am here to have fun. It is my right to boo the other team if I want to. Don't like it? You can hear from my fucking attorney. I hope you motherfuckers got millions because that's what I'm going to take you for. Censorship at its finest. The WNBA considering banning fans from booing in an effort to create a safer emotional environment. You know what they said? The people who cried about that? Bitch, if you can't take the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen. There you go. God damn, that just has my fucking piss boiling. My piss is fucking boiling, man. Let's find the next article here. I'm trying to find something that. Let's see, ASCP. Trying to find an actual article that's not liberal based. Okay, so recently, and I'm sure you all heard about this, even if you all got the jab like I did, unfortunately, I was kind of talked into getting it, not just for my job, but for other reasons. Yeah. I didn't want to get the motherfucker. I didn't want to get it. I was talked into getting it. I didn't want to get that fucking jab. But you know what? I played it smart. And I got the Johnson & Johnson. Remember how everybody said that Johnson & Johnson was the worst? There was a lot more side effects with it and shit. I didn't have no side effects. The only side effect that I had was a slight fever right after I got it. You know what I did? I came home, took some Tylenol, lay down. I was fine and dandy after that. Fine and dandy after that. I got a Johnson & Johnson once. It was a 2-in-1. I didn't go back for any more. I didn't go back for no goddamn update shots and shit. But y'all know. So right now, within this past few days, the truth finally came out. FDA expands warning for Pfizer, Moderna, C-19 vaccines about heart side effects risk in adolescent and young adults. Let me go back to an article from last year. And this was months before things came out this week. Cardiovascular risks post C-19 vaccination. A recent European Health Journal study utilized data from a Swedish nationwide register-based cohort to explore the risk of cardiovascular and cerebrovascular events following the vaccination against the C-19. Although rare, C-19 messenger mRNA vaccines may increase the risk of certain cardiovascular events, including myocarditis and pericarditis. I imagine that I am pronouncing those right. The higher incidence of these events has been observed in young adults within 2 weeks of vaccination, particularly after the second dose. Remember when they wanted you to take 2 doses, the first dose and the second dose? Well, guess what? I got the 2-in-1, right? Johnson & Johnson has always been a trusted name, a name that I known for as long as I can remember. That's why I went with Johnson & Johnson. That's why I stayed with it. Clinical trials conducted by Pfizer and Moderna reported low instances of myocardial infarction. I guess that's what it's called, infarction, among vaccinated individuals. However, there remains a lack of population-based studies on acute MI events following vaccination. Existing evidence does not indicate that C-19 vaccinations increases the risk of MI, whereas the risk of atrial fibrillation is extremely low. So there's a lot more going on with this test here. I'm going to copy this And once again, I'm going to put it in the Discord for you guys to read. So the conclusion, the current study reports reduced risks of several serious cardiovascular outcomes following C19 vaccination in a cohort of Swedish individuals who could be attributed to protection conferred by the vaccine against several diseases. Nevertheless, an increased risk of I can't even pronounce all that fucking shit. But you know what did come out recently? And this is shit. Okay. So this is definitely something I can put in here. Alright, so there's another one for you. CBS News reports that the FDA had told Pfizer and Moderna to expand the warning labels on their C19 vaccines about the risk of possible heart injury side effects linked to the mRNA shots, primarily in teen boys and young men, citing findings from a study published last year and new agency data. The agency's orders to expand the warnings were posted Wednesday in letters dated April 17th to Pfizer and BioNTech about the vaccine and about the, what was it, I can't pronounce that. It's a vaccine. And Moderna about its Spikevax vaccine. Both vaccines previously carried warnings about how the risk of heart side effects looked to be higher in young men generally within the first week after vaccination. The new warning states the highest estimate incidences of myocarditis and the pericarditis, were in males from 16 to 25 years of age at a rate of 38 cases per million. Yeah. Yeah, people, so there's that. There's that. So the entire fucking time that we were getting these jabs, the entire fucking time, they lied to us. They lied to us. There are severe heart injury side effects with these shots. Even though it's limited to a certain age group for young males, yes, people out there who want to think there are more than two genders. There's only two genders, two sexes, male and female. Deal with it. But yeah, they lied to us about this. This was the shit that liberals wanted to fucking kill us with, remember? I said the same shit 5 years ago when this whole thing started. 5 years ago on this very show on Tuned In Live. I co-host Mike and I, even though Mike's due for to come back here sometime soon, I hope. We were talking about this. Remember? If you guys have been around long enough for this show, we mentioned this 5 years ago. We talked about the risks of these shots. Yeah, here it is 5 years later, and they're all now coming out, yeah, you were all right. You all were right. The Biden administration had us hide the side effects because blah, 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 blah. Yeah. They had us all fucking going. You better get it. You better get the jab. You can't go out in public without your mask. You can't go shop at a Walmart. You can't go on vacation. You can't go to Disney World. You can't go here. You can't go there. You can't go to work. You can't go to school. Remember all that shit? Yeah. They forced the shit on us. Up until when I got the Johnson & Johnson, when they announced if you had the jab, you could take the mask off. Yeah. I walked around. I didn't have the fucking mask on. I didn't get the jab either before that. And people were giving me fucking dirty looks, and I was giving them dirty looks back with a smile. I was waiting for that one suspecting retard to look at me and say something. And I'll look at him and say, yeah, I'm not a slave to the fucking system either. Yeah. Continue wearing your little fucking mask. I don't give a fuck. Go fuck off. Heart risk with these goddamn things. Jesus Christ. Or how about this? They take a little lighter side of the see. I gotta look this one up because I don't have a article. Alrighty. How about a little lighter heart of the side of the news? So I'm sure you guys are probably in the dark about this. Maybe. I'm gonna put it in Discord, and I'm pretty sure my buddies over in Jeff's Discord probably don't know anything about it. The U.S. Treasury is making a change in the following year. Yeah. So yesterday it came out that the change is coming for the penny as the Treasury Department makes its final order of the coin. The U.S. Mint has produced pennies for 233 years. Yes, the penny is finally becoming extinct. The federal government made its final order of penny blanks this month, the first step to end the production of the 1-cent coin, spokesperson for the Treasury Department said. The United States Mint will continue to manufacture pennies while the inventory of penny blanks exists, spokesman said. The agency did not specify how long the inventory was expected to last, but it's unclear exactly when pennies will no longer be in circulation. Blanks are flat metal discs that eventually become coins. President Donald Trump had pushed the end of circulation of pennies since the start of the second term, citing the cost to produce them. The U.S. Mint had produced the penny for 233 years. It was one of the first coins made after the agency was established in 1792. Damn. The government produced about 3.2 billion pennies in 2024, according to the U.S. Mint's annual report. The year before that, the Treasury Department circulated $4.1 billion in pennies. Generally, consumers are using less cash, including pennies, according to data from the Federal Reserve. Americans made only 16% of their payments in cash in 2023. I'll be right back.
The critics agree. Michael Keaton and Gina Davis are perfect together.
I beat this person in front of you. I do not. Not. The international symbol for no. I do not want you to come near me again.
I'm in. Speechless. Rated PG-13. Now playing.
Who can resist a cute, cuddly puppy? A puppy is a great playtime companion with all the love in the world to give. Kids and puppies are a natural. But what happens when the party's over? Remember, a puppy is not a toy. It's for life. A message from the American Kennel Club.
1-800-COLLECT present.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. I'm back now. Pick up where we left off, shall we? So, yeah. The pennies are fucking coming to an end. Trump's making it happen. It's amazing. The pennies have been in circulation for as long as they have been, ain't it? It almost makes me think, like, what's going to happen after the penny stops circulating and people are still carrying cash around? And then, of course, you know, it's like, okay, your total comes to $16.84. How do you fucking deal with something like that? Pennies are no longer in circulation. Let's say they take pennies out of circulation, they kill off all fucking pennies, you know? They're not taking pennies anymore. What are you going to do about prices then? What are you going to do with prices with fucking taxes and shit, you know? Makes no sense. These are the questions that should have been fucking asked, if, you know, well, you know, within, when Trump was deciding this, you know? I'm not saying it's a bad move on Trump. I'm not saying it's a bad move on Trump. You know, there's been people for so many fucking decades asking, what's the purpose of the penny? I mean, pennies were good, you know, 200 some years ago. What the fuck is the purpose of a penny now? You know, what purpose does it serve? You know, to be a little bit more accurate with your change and shit? I don't know. In February, Trump instructed the Treasury Department to stop minting the low-value coins. For far too long, the United States had minted pennies, which literally cost us more than 2 cents. This is so wasteful, Trump wrote in a post on Truth Social. I have instructed my Secretary of the U.S. Treasury to stop producing pennies. Elon Musk, who has started to scale back on his work as head of Trump Department of Government Efficiency, said in January that penny production in fiscal year 2023 cost taxpayers more than $179 million. How much does it cost to produce pennies in a fiscal year? It took 3.7 cents to produce and distribute 1 penny. That is a lot. God damn. So yeah, it takes a lot to produce a single fucking penny. 1 cent. So I guess if they stop production, they can save millions of dollars in productions of pennies, I guess. Huh. Damn. You wouldn't think it cost that much to, create that shit, to mint pennies and shit. But yeah, Trump is now finding a way to kill all that off. So the penny will be phased out by 2026. We shall see. So if you guys got a coin collection, start collecting them pennies, guys, because pretty soon they're going to be worth a lot of fucking money. They're going to be out of circulation. That's something that people are probably going to end up missing, too. Alright, so now let's talk about this. Actually, do I have anything else to talk about before I get into the last bit? There was like so much that I ended up sharing on Twitter and Facebook within the past week or so that should have made headlines on the show. I mean, other than the fact that Kash Patel was moving the FBI out of DC and shit and all, and yeah, so that was going to be a thing. All right, so let me look this up here. Our final thoughts of the show here. Let's see. I'll look this up. I'm not going to any liberal page for it either. There we go. How much time do we go into this? Oh, almost 2 hours. Yes, this will be the final one of today, guys. So last week, while I was on vacation, bit of news hit me. And I laughed about it. I ain't gonna lie. I laughed about it. I see it as karma. Because for the last 4 fucking years, we have dealt with bullshit. For 4 fucking years, we were called Nazis. We were called terrorists. We were going to be dealt with. For 4 fucking years. Now the tables have turned. Last week it came out, stated that Biden now has prostate cancer. And yes, I laugh about it. I've seen so many people on Twitter. Now, yes, respectfully, Trump was one of them. Hey, what's going on there, Dustin? Trump was one of them who said that he wishes Biden a speedy recovery and shit like that, whatever. But you know what? For 4 fucking years, we've dealt with lies and bullshit from Biden. He wasn't no fucking president. He was a goddamn tyrant. Need to release your hate for Biden? Oh, I am. Biden has prostate cancer. Now, mind you, yes, I did say cancer is a motherfucker. Yes. Cancer is a motherfucker. I wouldn't really wish cancer on anybody. People get cancer all the fucking time. Cancer is it can be it's treatable. Yes. People suffer from it. Yeah. Will I ever get cancer? Probably. But in this case right here, I don't give a fuck because it is affecting one of the absolute worst pieces of fucking shit in presidential history that I still don't even call fucking president because the fucking election was rigged 2020. This is proof enough. Because people hated Donald Trump so fucking bad. Joe Biden's office announced Sunday that he has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer, which has spread to his bones. Good. I have no sympathy for him. But it is said the cancer appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management. Damn. Fuck. Even when you wish and hope for something, something's always there to fuck it up for you. But yeah, prostate cancer is the most common cancer among men in the U.S. after skin cancer and can be treated successfully. Yeah, sadly that is true in this fucking case. God damn it. Why couldn't it be something else that gets his ass? Or why couldn't it be Harris to get it? Biden was a puppet. He wasn't pulling the strings. Yeah, everybody was saying that. I know. It has an overall 5-year survival rate of 97%, though the number is lower, 37%, in cases where the cancer has spread to other parts of the body. Dr. Ben Davies, a professor of urology at the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine, told NPR's Morning Edition that Biden has a very bad version of it, probably the worst version you can get. Yeah. The most common grading system for prostate cancer is the Gleason score, which involves studying tissues under a microscope to assess how quickly the cancer cells can grow. Scores range from 6 to 10, with those 8 and above treated as high-risk cancers. Biden's office says he has a Gleason score of 9. While Davies doesn't know the exact extent of his condition, he says there are some good options in front of the I'm not going to call him former president. He's a fucking tyrant. Those include hormonal treatments like injections to suppress the testosterone levels in his body so the cancer stop growing quite as fast and can almost melt away from the bones. That is true. That is true. I know somebody who recently had, did I try out Doom Dark Ages? Yeah, I tried it out. I actually did a stream of it last week or so before when it came out. It's awesome, man. I did see you playing it a little bit ago, last night, I think. But yeah, I do know somebody who had prostate cancer and was treated. It was at a very low number score, though. It was very low. And what they did inject you with hormone treatments. Basically, lowers your testosterone, lowers your sex levels and shit like that. But it does help the cancer from stop growing so that they can go in and get it out and they deal with it and all, too. Of course, that person also had chemotherapy as well. That could have been paired with the chemotherapy, which is typically used only if the advanced prostate cancer. A third option is radiation therapy, which Davies said has been proven to extend life in patients with newly diagnosed metastatic prostate cancer. It's not all doom and gloom, to be honest. He can easily live 10 years with this disease. Biden's office says that he was reviewing treatment options of his doctors. Davies said Biden's age 82 doesn't necessarily limit what's on the table. It's not really an age-specific thing. It's more of the physiology and how he could take the therapies that he's getting. He did note that certain potential medications could increase some of the frailty aspects of life. Biden's physical and mental fitness has been the subject of intense scrutiny during and since his time in office, with questions about the former tyrant's age and well-being ultimately forcing him to abandon his 2024 re-election bid. So here's the thing about that. Now, you became a letter. Oh shit! Did you actually? Oh, you subscribed or something? Or did you join? I don't fucking. Oh, you're a member now. Give me my Oh, you hit the members button. Damn, son. Well, thanks very much, man. Give you a benefit. I don't even remember what the benefits were. I set up some of the stuff. I guess I don't know. Damn, Dustin. Thanks, man. Hanging Rant stands for Biden. Yeah, okay. Well, he'll say, oh, always, yeah. Fuck the Trump. That's what he'd say. Shit. But here's the thing. and it does go back to what you said there, Dustin, that he was a puppet. He was a puppet. Okay? So yeah, everybody did say that. Everybody has said that he was a puppet. And it's believable. Because people are asking, it means you buy me stuff? I didn't see that in the clause. Okay. So yeah. So he ran this country into the fucking sand for 4 years, right? But he was doing it with his puppeteers. You know, Harris, his wife, the Clintons, the Obamas, the whole administration, right? So he's had this cancer right now, okay? They say you can live another 10 years with the cancer, right? They say you can live another 10 years, okay? He's had this cancer supposedly for 5 years. Yeah. Since he got in office. Since he got into office. So he's had this cancer for a while. And isn't Jill Biden a nurse or something, or a doctor, or has a doctorate in something? I don't fucking know. So between his own wife, Harris, and other people in his administration, they kept his cancer a secret from the public. No wonder this fucking man was deteriorating over a course of 5 years. Remember how people were saying how he looked a different way, a completely different way from before he ran? And then fast forward 2 or 3 years later, how he looked so deteriorated. Be right back in 10, brother. Okay, I might still be here when you get back, but thanks, man. Remember how he looked so deteriorated? It all makes sense now. This motherfucker had cancer and they covered it up and it got to its worst. Yeah. So I tell you, if I had any kind of support in Biden whatsoever, I would have said, yeah, Harris and the whole, everybody needs to be fucking investigated and charged with this shit. And everybody says the same thing. Elder abuse. Elder abuse. The man's 82 fucking years old. Am I fucking defending him? No, not really. I could care less if Biden died tomorrow or next week or within the next 2 hours. I don't fucking care. But the other fact is that these Democrats, they ran this motherfucker like a puppet through the goddamn sand. They did. Yeah, this guy has some serious fucking issues. Yeah, he's a fucking racist. He says some racist shit on TV since the 70s. Yes, this guy sniffed fucking kids, which is fucking pedophile-like. Like, he's a goddamn perverted fucking creeper. Who goes around sniffing babies and shit? But yeah, this motherfucker had cancer for 5 years. No one bat an eye. You know, they all kept it under fucking wraps. And now and then you got fucking Whoopi Goldberg on the goddamn View. Why is their attention focused on this? What is so important about Biden's cancer? We need to focus on hating Trump. Yeah. Let's see how long y'all motherfuckers last within the next month, Whoopi. Why is it important? Well, let's see. We let somebody with cancer and with fucking brain issues win an election. Well, he didn't win it. We didn't really win it. It got fucking rigged. And people were asking, how the hell did this motherfucker get into office? He's got cancer. He's got brain malfunctions and shit. How is he still here? How did he get in? He was rigged into that motherfucking system. He was rigged into it. But you know what? He was never going to make 2024. He was never going to make 2024. I don't give a fuck what he said on The View. He was being coaxed into saying shit. And be glad we didn't get Harris. We dodged a major bullet with that one. Because let me tell you something. After 5 years of seeing what fucking Biden did to this country, after what Harris did to this fucking country, The people spoke. Trump won the popular. He won the electorals. That shit wasn't rigged. People fucking spoke. And y'all remember back in November where people were fucking furious? People were pissed. No! Trump won! It was rigged! It was cheated! Shut the fuck up. If you have a fucking election where you win both the electoral and the popular vote, it wasn't rigged. It means people were tired and done of some dumb shit. Now Biden's got cancer. It is biting his fucking ass hard. Do I have sympathy for this fucker? No, I don't. I don't. If Obama came out and had cancer, I'd feel the same fucking way. Same with Clinton. Well, Clinton, when he was in the 90s, I mean, he did do a decent job. I will say he was probably one of the Democrats, the later Democrats, that did a decent job, even though they're still crooked as shit. I mean, look at Hillary. If Harris got it, I would be like, oh, please take her tomorrow. Please take her now, you know? Same with AOC or any of these other fucking retards that are out there making an ass of themselves constantly. Christ. But anyway, that's said and done, guys. Over the 2-hour mark. I'm tired of talking. It's been a long day so far with this. I got some things I got to take care of. But you know what? I do thank you guys for coming out today, checking out the stream, for checking out the show, for being here. Big thanks to Dustin, buddy Dustin over in the chat. He said he'd be back in 10 minutes, but I wasn't going to make it another 10 minutes, though. But I do want to thank Dustin for becoming a member of the channel, the first member of the channel. Hell, I mean, you didn't have to, man, but hey, thanks a lot, buddy. Much obliged. And anybody else who's watching the show, especially after it's been uploaded on Rumble, thank you guys for checking it out. Leave that like, leave that follow, leave that subscribe down below. Hope to see you guys here in future episodes. And until next time, y'all, stay tuned in.
What we do here is go back, 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 back.